वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह. Welcome to a-sabad-a-day. We recite a passage today from the composition of Baba Sheikh Farid, also known as Fariduddin Ganja Shekar, one of the most revered Sufi saints who lived in the 12th century, born 1173 by all accounts, was a precursor to Guru Nanak and one of the forerunners of Punjabi literature. And his teachings and poetry have had a profound influence on the spiritual and cultural landscape of the Punjab region, and I mean the greater Punjab region. And his compositions are included in the Guru Granth Sahib, and this is a composition from his pen, Baba Sheikh Farid. Ik Oankar Satgur Prasad, oneness, being and becoming simultaneously, and then the passage itself. The message essentially is to become authentic, to be a person of integrity. That is the central message. And that comes through self-knowledge, naam. So Sheikh Farid ji says, Dilahu Muhabat Jinnh, say Satya, they who love from the heart, Dilahu Muhabat Jinnh, say Satya, they alone are authentic, genuine. On the other hand, Jino man hor, mukh hor, se kande kachya. So he's contrasting those who are authentic with those who are immature. Because if you're not authentic, you're immature. You haven't ripened yet. So jin man hor, mukh hor. Thought and speech are not aligned in that individual who is immature. Se kandhe kachya. Kandhe is kavaye jana. They are called immature. So to be authentic is to be true to oneself. One has to align one's thoughts, words, and deeds. And this is the foundation of personal growth. And so therefore there is a great amount of introspection and self-reflection that is required. The next verse is the Rahau, which is the signature line. And Babaji says, Baba Farid, Ratte isak khudaye rang didar ke. Ratte isak khudaye. Ratte is to be soaked, drenched, colored. Isak is desire, passion. Khudai, Khuda, the self. Rang didar ke. Rang is longing, love, passion. So what he's saying is that those who are authentic, we just talked about that, say Satya, the Satyara that Guru Nanak wants us to be. So he says, they are ratte isak khudai. They are drenched with longing for the self. They desire the self. Rang didar ke. Didar is they lovingly seek its vision. On the other hand, visrya jinhi naam te poe par thiye rahao. Visrya jinhi naam. They who forget the name, which is self-knowledge. We'll talk about that. They who forget or have forsaken the name, te poe par thiye. Poe is the earth. They are a burden. Par. They are a burden. So Naam or name in Gurbani is typically a collective noun, and it signifies the universal organizing principle, in that it is that which names everything, that is, gives things their identity, but itself it cannot be named. Hence, it is referred to as just Naam or name, signifying the essence of all things, the underlying wisdom that give entities their form, their shape, and their function. So it's a generic term. And in one's life, Naam is expressed as qualities or attributes, gun. And it is these attributes that an individual is expected to cultivate. Because the self, the creator, if you want to call it that, is known to the individual through its attributes, through its infinite attributes. So, you have to be passionate to cultivate your character, your persona, to expand it. We talked about large contemplation. And then now, how does this thing happen? Baba Farid says in the next verse, Aap liye lad laaye dar darvesh se. Aap liye lad laaye. They. Now a lad is a hem or a garment. Lai means to touch or to hold or to attach oneself to a robe, a hem. It says they who are attached to the hem of the robe, dar darvesh se, they become beggars at the door. Tin tan janendi mao, blessed is their mother. Aaye safal se, fruitful is their coming. So this needs a little unpacking. What is the hem that is being attached to, and which is the mother that is blessed? So aap laaye lad laaye. The lad, the hem of the robe, is a metaphor for humility. One needs humility as a precondition. What that means is you are hanging on to the hem of the robe of the Guru. And when you do that, that is an indication of humility. So in order to receive knowledge, humility is a precondition. Aap liye lad laaye. Dar darvesh se. Darvesh is a beggar at the door. So humility is a precondition for seekers of the truth, seekers of authenticity. So aap liye lad laaye, dar darvesh de. Thus, to be a true seeker requires motivation, inspiration, and humility. Because aap liye, it says, aap liye lad laaye, that you have attached yourself to the hem of the Guru. That suggests another quality, that of being motivated or inspired by something greater than oneself. So you need that inspiration to give you that motivation. And so therefore you go to the source of the knowledge and humble yourself in front of it. Aap liye lad laaye, dar darvesh se, then you are indeed a true seeker. And then tan janendi mao, tan janendi mao. The usual translations are that the mother is blessed. But here the mother is a metaphor for understanding, what we also called mati, mat, surt. And what is being birthed out of this mat, this understanding, is tan. Now, dhan has multiple connotations. It means wealth, among other things. So you are birthing the wealth of self-realization. And dhan also means husband, which is a simile for the self again. So you see, a fruitful life is one that is inspired by a vision greater than one's personal universe. And you fulfill that vision through the appropriate knowledge that comes from the Gur. That's where Baba Farid is going. In the third verse, he says, Parvadagar apar agam beyant tu jina pachata sach chumma pair mu. You, talking to the self, are our sustainer, Parvadagar. You are boundless, apar, beyond physical reach, agam, and without limit, beyant. Jina pachata sach. Those who have realized this truth, to them, Baba Farid says, I offer my submission at their feet. Chumma pair mu, it literally means I'll kiss their feet. What is being said here is that I would submit to them. They who recognize this truth, Jina Pashata Sach. And so therefore, I, Farid, seek your shelter. Teri panah khudaye, tu baksandagi, for you are gracious and benevolent. Sheikh Farid speaks, asks for khair dije, give me this charity. What is it? Bandagi. Bandagi means bondage, slavery, enslavement. So Kabir is asking for the servitude to the self as the gift. So in order to be authentic, in order to be true, in order to be a person of integrity, you must have self-knowledge, self-awareness. That self-awareness comes from the Gur, whose hem that you're going to attach yourself to. And therefore seek refuge. Ask for servitude and love and devotion. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.